Israel host wartime visit by Elon Musk, eyes Starlink for Gaza. And here is Musk earlier today with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu looking over a baby crib. And we'll have some more video about this in just a second. But they're looking over a baby crib that's actually filled with bullet casings from the attack on October 7th, the horrific attack from October 7th. Let's scroll down a little bit into this article. Israel hosted Elon Musk on Monday, saying it had reached an agreement in principle for using his SpaceX company, Starlink Communications, in the Gaza Strip for humanitarian aid, subject to Israeli approval, where there was a pause in the war against Hamas coincided with the tech entrepreneur's visit. Musk has yet to comment on the trip, but actually he has now done a Spaces on X with Netanyahu, and we have some audio from that, a very important Spaces with Musk and Netanyahu on X. Israeli President Isaac Herzog scheduled an afternoon meeting with Musk. They will be joined by relatives of hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. We do not have video on that yet. I'm sure it will come. To discuss the need to act to combat rising anti-Semitism online. Prime Minister Netanyahu is also due to meet Musk on Monday to discuss security aspects of artificial intelligence and hold a live online discussion, which is the Spaces. I just want to take you right to some of the video that has been released. Here they are here. Listen in a little bit. And this is Musk with Netanyahu getting a tour of some of the places that were attacked on October 7th. You can see they're talking to military officer, and they're wearing flat jackets, taking all precautions. And and here in just a minute they're going to walk up to that baby crib, which is there it is. I mean, just unspeakable, the horror that you can't even. They're the bullet casings in literally in the baby crib. Horrific. And Musk looking it over. I mean, that's just how can you even do that? Look at this place. It bombed out or fire. Awful. I feel awful for these people. It's great video, and all credit to Musk for going to Israel to see this in person, and also to make this deal with Israel, because there had been some concerns that he would somehow launch this without U.S. or without Israeli approval. That has now been taken care of. The Israelis are on board with that. We can bring that article up here. Musk agrees to Starlink Gaza connections to operate only with Israeli approval, says minister. And so he's gotten the approval of Communications Minister Shlomo Kari. Is that how you say it? Said the agreement has been reached according to which satellite units can only be operated in Israel with the approval of the Israeli Ministry of Communications, including the Gaza Strip. And they will be used for humanitarian concerns only, to benefit aid organizations. Here it is, for the benefit of aid organizations. In response to Musk's announcement, Kari said Kari was originally against it, and now he is for it, considering now it will be subject to Israeli Communications Ministry approval. So there is this Spaces. And I want to cut to the Spaces quote that I thought was the money quote from Elon Musk. And then Netanyahu gets into a little history lesson here, which I thought was very helpful. So this is at the 10-minute mark in the Spaces. Let's cut to it.
Really, how do you get rid of the ones who are hell-bent on murdering Jewish people while minimizing civilian casualties, and then ultimately stopping the sort of propaganda that is convincing people to engage in murder. So that at the end of the day, that's really essential, is to figure out, okay, how are they being trained to have these, to believe that murdering and having joy at the death of civilians is a good thing, and to stop that training.
And you've seen that expression throughout the world, right? Whether it's London, Ireland, or the United States, people celebrating, horrifically celebrating October 7th. It's unspeakable.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head because we have first a mission to destroy Hamas. Nothing's going to stop that, because if you want peace, destroy Hamas. If you want security, destroy Hamas. If you want a better life for the Palestinians in Gaza who've been hijacked by Hamas, destroy Hamas.
So that's Benjamin Netanyahu's point of view, is that you have to destroy Hamas even to help the people of Gaza themselves. They've been basically captured by Hamas in a way that, like, it's not good for them either. Now, clearly, this is Israel's number one national security issue. That shouldn't actually be the same as the United States national security issue. We're Americans. We have to have our national security first. But clearly, Israel is one of our biggest allies. We share a Judeo-Christian tradition going back literally thousands of years. Plus, on the near term, we have very strong economic ties as well. Israel is one of our greatest friends in the world, right along with the United Kingdom, of course. So from a United States perspective, we should be supporting our ally as strongly as absolutely possible in this war. Which is definitely I hate to use this word, existential threat to their existence. The other side wants to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. Correct. I mean, that is their declared objective. Israel does not want to wipe Palestinians off the face of the earth. That is the clear and absolute dichotomy that we're existing here. But one side wants to get completely rid of the other. The other side would prefer to eventually live in peace with the other. I mean, that's the fundamental difference, plus our longstanding Judeo-Christian traditions, plus, as I said, our shorter term, well, now into the medium or long term, if you think about it, the last 70 years or so, strong economic ties. So, yes, we need to support our ally, but we always have to put America's interest first as Americans. And what we don't want, and what's been contained so far, is a larger Middle East war. Definitely want to avoid that. Let's go back to the spaces here. Netanyahu with a little bit of a history lesson. I think it's on point. Go ahead.
All of that is a precursor to the question that you asked. You first have to get rid of the poisonous regime, as you did in Germany, as you did in Japan, in World War II. These were two.
There's no choice. There's no choice.
So that's a prerequisite.
Yes. No
but then look at what happened. I mean, what you had in Germany was denazification, and what you had in Japan under Douglas MacArthur was a cultural reformation.
Mm-hmm.
And Japan that you visit today is so different from Japan of the 1930s.
Yeah.
Germany that you visit today is so different from Germany of the 1930s. Well, is that possible in the Arab world? And I categorically say, of course it is, because we've seen it already in two places. We've seen it in the Gulf states, and we see that when you visit Dubai or when you visit Abu Dhabi or when you visit Bahrain, you see something entirely different.
Sure.
There was, in fact, a cultural...
Great point. There was something entirely. Who brought that about, or who finally made it happen? There was a guy who was president. It was Trump, right? It was Trump that kind of sealed the deal on bringing about the. Now, they were long in the making, of course, but he was the one that kind of sealed the deal that brought some peace. Remember Trump? He brought some peace to the Middle East. You didn't have this type of situation under Trump. Now, coming next year, we are looking at some really hard choices in the presidential election, which is definitely going to affect Israel's ability to defend itself. And we'll keep you posted on that as the 2024 campaign unfolds. Until then, I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack. I'm broadcasting to you from beautiful Plymouth, Massachusetts, America's hometown. Have a great day. Bye-bye.